Hello everybody, Alexandre and Olivier again with you this week to present you a new podcast episode. This week we'll start a series about the VoiceOver rotor. We'll show you how this feature can help you editing text and navigate on the web. I also invite you to stay tuned about the publication that Canadialog will make in the next couple of weeks on social networking, YouTube, as well as our website, because maybe you'll find interesting stuff or promotion, who knows. Enjoy!
Hello guys, Olivier with you today. I hope you're fine. In the last podcast, we've covered a lot about Android. So for the next episode, we're going to take a break of Android and we're going to talk about iOS. I will introduce you to the rotor feature. I will first tell you what this is. I will show you how it works briefly. And in the next episode, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the rotor settings, because there's a lot to cover on it. So first, I'll explain what's the rotor. The rotor is basically a wheel motion that you make with your finger, and it basically allows you to modify certain voiceover settings like speech rate, volume of the voice, without having to go to the settings. You can also change your typing mode, like I was explaining in Android with standard typing and touch typing. You can do that by the rotor, but also with the rotor, you can navigate by characters, by words, by lines, also by links and by headings on the internet, and it works differently than it does with TalkBack. So without further ado, let's get started. Just before we start with the rotor, I want to come back on some basic stuff. You know, I've covered on Android flicking left, flicking right to go to the next item, to go to the last item, double tapping also to validate. Well, on iOS, these gestures are the same, which means to go to the last item, flick to the left. To go to the next item, flick to the right. If you want to scroll, remember on Android, you scroll with two fingers. From the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen, or from the top to the bottom. You can also do it to the left or to the right. Well, on iOS, that's the same thing, except that instead of flicking with two fingers, you do it with three fingers. Now I will explain you the rotor gesture. So basically, you put two fingers on the screen. So I will put my two index fingers on the screen. So if you want to go clockwise, what you do with your left index finger, you will swipe it to the top of the screen. And at the same time, you will swipe your right index finger to the bottom of the screen. If you want to do it in the opposite direction, now you need to swipe your right index to the top of the screen, and at the same time you swipe your left index to the bottom of the screen. And when you do the rotor gesture, you will hear this sound. So when you hear this sound, it means that you do the gesture correctly. Keep in mind that when you do this, your fingers must be parallel to the length on the screen. And the goal here is, when you get more familiar with this, you can do it with two fingers of one hand, like for example, with your thumb and your index finger of your right hand, for example. So I will put speech back on now.
Speech on.
And we will explore what's in the rotor.
Language.
A little bit.
Words. Language. Speaking rate.
To adjust an item of the rotor, you swipe up or down with one finger.
65, 70%, 75%, 80%, 85%, 60%.
So I swiped down to slow down the speech rate. Let me go to Safari.
Doc, Mail, Safari. Actions available.
And I want that to be spelled, so I will need to put the rotor on characters first.
Actions, characters, Safari.
Now what I will
Actions
do,
available.
I will swipe down.
Cap S. A, F, A, R, I.
And it spells
India.
by character. If I want to go backward, I swipe up.
I, R, A, F, A, Cap S. Sierra.
Now that you know a bit more about the rotor gestures, let's talk about the possibility that iPhone will offer you. Possibility to edit text. Like Android, VoiceOver will allow to edit text and perform complex action on text. Actually, I'm inside of the Note app, so we'll go ahead together and write down a note, and then we'll try to review it using the rotor gestures. So, let's go ahead.
Note, text field. Double tap to edit.
So, on a text field, what I'd like to do to start editing, I'd like to double tap to open the text box.
Note, text field is editing. Insertion point at start.
Perfect. On the bottom of the screen, I can see the keyboard.
Cap H. Cap A. E. E. L. 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 O. O. Space. Space. Hello. E. E. V. V. E. E. R. R. Y. Y. B. B. O. O. D. D. Y. Y.
So now I'm typing using the on-screen keyboard. I can also go ahead and dictate some text. I can start the dictation by double tapping with 2 fingers, and I can complete the dictation process using the same gesture. Hope you're doing well. Personally, I'm actually doing a podcast about new assistive technologies.
Inserted. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I am actually doing a podcast about new assistive technology.
Okay, so there's an error in the text. We'll go ahead and correct this together. Let's touch the text zone again.
Note. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Sorry, I am actually doing a podcast about new assistive technology. Body. System font. 17 point. Dark gray. Natural alignment.
So now we can hear the font of the text. I'll go ahead and double tap to put the insertion point at the beginning of the text. So to place the insertion point at the beginning or at the end of the text, you need to double tap the edit box.
Insertion point at start of line. Hello every.
So perfect. The insertion point is at the beginning. I can double tap again just to show you.
Insertion point at end.
So that's the end of the current document. If I double tap again.
Insertion point at start of line. Hello everybody, hope you're doing.
Perfect. So I'll turn off the speech by doing tap with 2 fingers. So if I'd like to navigate by characters, I'll go ahead and select this option in the rotor.
Characters.
And then if I flick down with 1 finger, I'll go character by character and I'll go to the next character. Each time I'll do the flick gestures.
Cap H. E. L. L. O. Space. E. V.
Perfect.
Victor.
I'll stop here. Right now, we heard the V of everybody. If I flick up,
V.
we can hear
Victor.
again the letter V of everybody. Why? It's only because the cursor is never placed on a specific character, but always placed between 2 characters. Actually, when flicking down, the cursor is placed between the character that VoiceOver announced and the next character. And then, if I flick up, the cursor will be located between the character announced by VoiceOver and the previous one. So actually, because I've just flicked up, my cursor is between the E and V of everybody. Pay attention to that, because if you try to delete something or to insert something between two characters and two words, you can have some surprise. So now let's continue and navigate by word. Oh, by the way, right now, if my cursor is located between the E and V, if I go ahead and delete, the letter E will be deleted, because when deleting something, what is previous to the cursor is deleted. When inserting, what is after the cursor will be pushed back. So let's go ahead and navigate by word.
Words.
Flicking down.
Everybody. Hope.
Okay, we just hear the end of everybody. Why? It's only because I was in the middle of the word.
You apostrophe re.
There's a bad pronunciation here. It's supposed to be your.
Doing. Well. Sorry. Capital I. M. Actually. Doing. A. Podcast.
And the rest of the text. So the word sorry is not supposed to be there. What I've wrote previously is personally, using the dictation. So let's go together and correct this error. So I'll go ahead and flick up.
Podcast. A. Doing. Actually. M. Capital I.
Stop right here, because the sentence is sorry, I am actually doing. So I'd like to delete the word. So to do this, I need to put the cursor between sorry and I. So actually, by flicking up, the cursor is always placed between the word announce and the previous word. So actually, I've just heard hi, so I'm ready to delete the word sorry. So let's go.
Delete. Space. Delete. Y. Delete. R. Delete. R. Delete. O. Delete. S.
So now I can add I am personally. I am personally.
Inserted I am personally.
Here we go. So now everything's okay. I can go ahead and play back the text by touching the edit box at the top of the keyboard.
Note. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. I am actually doing a podcast about new assistive technology. Body. System font. 17 point. Dark.
Oh, okay. There's something here again, because, okay, I was thinking that it was I am personally, but I see hi just after that. So I need to remove the I am just before personally. So let's go together and let's select both word and delete them. So there's two ways to select text, and let's explore that together. So I'll select first of all the option word, because I'd like to put the focus at the beginning of the selection.
Lines. Words.
Okay, perfect. Let's flick up.
Personally. M. Capital I.
Excellent. So now the focus is between well and high. To select text, what I can do after I've selected the appropriate option and to the rotor, I can pinch out, like open pinch. Like if I put two fingers together on the screen, I can open the pinch to select, and by pinching the screen, unselect some text. So I'll do it right now.
Cap I. M. Personally. Selected. Capital I. M. Selected. Actually. Selected.
Perfect. So we can hear words that are selected. And then I'll go ahead with the pinch close to unselect what I don't need to delete.
M. Capital I. Unselected. Personally. Unselected.
Perfect. So I can release my finger, then type the delete key.
Delete. Space. Selection deleted.
So let's play back the text.
Note. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Personally, I am actually doing a podcast about new assistive technology. Body. System font. 17 point.
I'll stop speech here. Fantastic. So, this is the text. Let's say now that I'd like to copy part of this text. Let's duplicate the word everybody. Let's put this word at the end of the text. I know that makes no sense, but anyway, just for the demonstration. So I'll put back the focus at the beginning of the text by double tapping.
Insertion point at start.
I'll go ahead, then navigate by word again.
Hello.
So my rotor was already set by word, so I just flick down and the focus is now between hello and everybody. So the other way to select text will be using the select text option in the rotor. However, this option is not all the time available. Sometimes you'll need to add it by yourself. We'll see how to do this next week. So let's find the appropriate option.
Character edit. Language. Typing mode. Text selection. Swipe right to expand selection. Swipe left to shrink selection.
Perfect. So swipe right to expand selection. Swipe left to unselect or reduce the selection. That's great, but I need to know before doing anything what will be the unit of selection. So to change the granularity, I'll need to flick down or up.
Word selection. Line selection. Page selection. Select all. Character selection.
Perfect.
Select all.
So I can flick up the other way.
Page selection. Line selection.
To go ahead and select word.
Word selection.
Perfect. I'll flick right.
Everybody. Selected. Hope. Select. Your. Select. Doing. Select. Well. Select. Well. Doing. Unselect. Your. Unselect. Hope. Everybody. Unselected.
You know? So I'll select back everybody.
Everybody. Selected.
And now, if I'd like to go ahead and copy this text, I'll need to select the edit option of the router.
Typing mode. Language. Edit.
And to browse the available option, again, I'll go ahead and flick down or up.
Cut. Paste. Look up. Share. Make checklist item. Set bold. Set italic. Set underline. Indent right. Copy. Cut.
Etc., etc. So these options can be different depending on the context you're working, and some options are very interesting there.
Paste.
Especially
look up
that allows you to look the definition of a specific word that you've just selected using a dictionary offered by Apple. So let's go ahead and select the copy option.
Paste. Cut. Copy.
Perfect. To activate this option, I'll go ahead and double tap.
Everybody. Copied.
Excellent. Let's go at the end of the text by touching the text edit zone.
Note. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Personally, I am actually doing.
Perfect. Double tap.
Insertion point at start.
Okay. That's not the place that I'd like. Double tap again.
Insertion point at end.
Perfect. Then I'll add a space.
Space. Space. Technology.
Perfect. And I can now paste the content by selecting edit.
Edit.
Then flick down.
Paste.
And double tap.
Everybody. Paste.
Perfect. If I go ahead and read the text back.
Note. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Personally, I am actually doing a podcast about new assistive technology. Everybody.
Excellent. So I know that makes no sense, but anyway, that's not the important here. Something else about the router. For those who are beginner with these gestures, I'd like to indicate you that if you're doing the gestures, you must hear this following sound. Only this each time you turn the router. Turning. Turning, turning, turning again. If you hear something like this, each time you turn the rotor. More than one click, you turn it too much. And if you're doing that, you'll skip a lot of useful options each time you'll turn the rotor. So make sure that you're doing a small gesture. You'll get the right gestures with practice. Something else about text editing is the typing mode that you can change using the rotor. To change that, just select typing mode option.
Edit. Language. Typing mode.
And 3 choices are available.
Direct touch typing. Standard typing. Touch typing.
Direct touch, standard typing, and touch typing. About direct touch, I'm not suggesting you to use this method because it's a predictive method. So if you type some text, you'll have not a lot of voice feedback. VoiceOver will try to predict what you're typing, and you'll see that you'll make a lot of mistakes. Touch typing is the way that I'm using to enter text. So you just put your finger on the screen, you move your finger around, you find the appropriate letter, and then when you remove the finger, the letter will be right down. About the standard typing, I'll go ahead and select this. If I touch the keyboard,
Z,
finding
X,
a letter
C,
by
V,
sliding my finger
G,
on the screen,
F, D,
if I
Delta,
remove the finger, nothing's happened. I need to double click.
D.
Okay, let's try with an A.
D, S, A.
Perfect.
Alpha.
I found it. Removing my finger, nothing's happened. Double tap.
A.
Regarding the touch typing,
Edit. Language. Typing mode. Touch typing.
perfect. I'll start again, same exercise. So finding the letter D.
B, V, C, X, V, C, F, D.
Removing
Delta.
my finger,
D,
instantly.
A.
Same thing with the A. Okay, I just removed my finger. Same thing here. If you're a beginner, you'll see that maybe it's going to be easier to use the standard typing method. However, if you're an experienced user or would like to be or to write down text faster, you'll have to use the touch typing method. In the future podcast, maybe I'll go ahead and talk about the Braille input or the possibility to use an external keyboard as well as a Braille display to type text, but that's not the purpose of this podcast. Before I'll complete this part of the podcast, I'll just show you how to select all the text we've typed here, and we'll go ahead and delete this. So I'll select the edit command.
Edit.
And flick down.
Select all.
Double tap.
Hello everybody, hope you're doing well.
Perfect. I'll stop speech. Then I can click the delete.
Delete.
Removing my finger.
Selection deleted.
Bye-bye. Here we go. For the last part of this podcast, Olivier will discuss with you about possibilities that Rotor will offer you when navigating the internet.
It works the same way if I want to go by links or by headings on a web page. So I'll show you this. We're going to go on the Canadialog
Safari.
website.
But address.
And
Search
unlike TalkBack, you don't need to put your rotor into default granularity, because remember, with TalkBack, when you swipe up or down, it changes the granularity. And when you want to go back to flicking by items, you need to put this back to the default granularity. On iOS, that does not exist. So I will go to the Canadialog website, and you hear the clicks of Safari.
13%. 14%.
Indicate that the page is loading.
37%. Skip to navigation. Link. Banner. Landmark.
Now I will go by headings.
Headings. 17
so now
headings.
I'll swipe down and VoiceOver says 17 headings. So it means there are 17 headings into the page. So VoiceOver said the number of headings, but it can also set the number of links.
But links. 56 links.
Like there are 56 links. So I will go back to heading.
Headings. Home Canadialog. Logo. Heading
Now
level 1.
I'll swipe
Visited.
down.
Link. Image. We recommend. Snow 7 HD+. Heading level 2. Link. Braille registered sign. Heading level 2. Link.
Let's go to Braille, so I will double tap.
Braille registered sign. Heading level 2. Link.
And it's
Reader
also
available.
a link.
Skip to navigation. Link. Banner. Landmark. Braille registered sign. Heading level 1.
So I flicked down. Now I'll flick right.
2495.00. $sign. Plus TX. Portable Braille computer. Heading level 2. Braille is the newest portable computing solution for the blind and the logical next step in note-taker development. The Braille 14 used JAWS registered sign 18 to provide speech and Braille output and JAWS Braille in feature to allow complete control of the Braille computer from the Perkins style. Braille keyboard.
So I was flicking right and I was reading through the article. So in the next
Safari.
podcast, we will go ahead and go into the rotor settings so I can show you everything that's there, everything you can add to your rotor, how you can remove items from your rotor, etc. So this was Olivier. Thank you so much for listening. Bye for now.
Before the end of this podcast, I would like to say thank you for your loyalty to this series of podcasts about assistive technologies. I would also like to thank our loyal collaborator. As a reminder, I would like to inform you that Canadialog will not provide free technical support on products presented during these shows and that are not sold directly by Canadialog. For any questions, comments, or suggestions about our podcast, you can reach us via email at podcastwithns@canadialog.com. That is podcasts @canadialog.com. You can reach us by phone using our toll-free number at 1-888-730-0003 extension 555. Again, 1-888-730-0003 extension 555. I also invite you to visit our website, which contains a lot of useful information at www.canadialog.com. www.canadialog.com. You can also visit us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for listening.